we have different types of connectivity modes or storage modes are available. Okay, and each mode has its own set of benefits and limitations. Depends on the factors like data volume. If the volume of the data is very huge, you cannot use import, and also the type of the data source and refresh rate and so on. Okay, so each type of mode has its own set of pros and cons. Okay, selecting the appropriate mode is crucial for optimal performance. Right? So before you start work on creating the reports and dashboards, this is also one of the important things that you need to remember. Import mode, first we'll start with understanding the import mode. So there are 4 types of storage mode: import mode, direct query mode, dual, and live connection mode. The import is also one of the important or the common storage mode. Okay, so in the case of import, we know very well, the data is imported into Power BI's internal storage, which means once you load your CSV file or any Oracle or SQL Server table with import connectivity, the data gets loaded into Power BI desktop, which means it gets cached in memory. What is the term that I used it? It gets cached in memory. The data get cached in memory in the case of import connectivity mode. Since the data get cached in memory, the performance is pretty faster. Right? Now the question is, when can I use the import connectivity mode? If the volume of the data is less, then you can go for, or less or moderate, then you can go for import connectivity mode. And also, if you want your visuals to be highly responsive, visuals in the sense the charts, if we want the visuals or charts to be highly responsive, because when you use import mode, the data in your visuals get populated in a pretty fast manner. So there are some cases, some specific data sources that does not support direct query. In that kind of situation, you can use import mode. But still, there is a caveat here. You cannot blindly use import mode if the volume of the data are too high, okay, too huge. And also, you can afford to work with snapshot data rather than real-time data. I don't want to see, for example, my source is SQL Server. In the SQL Server, I have a table called sales fact table. We don't want, for aggregation, right? This is your transactional table. Every day, whatever the customer's order raises, that one get pushed here. Okay. This SQL Server database is, in this case, it is your data warehouse. Data warehouse. We discussed about data warehouse. Data warehouse is an historical. So here, it is historical in nature. We store the historical data, 5 years or 8 years, depends on the type of the business. In the case of bank, they store huge volume of data and also many years of data. Okay. And here we have sales fact table that is available in my source system SQL Server. Okay. Here also, even for data warehouse, let's assume that for the sake of our simplicity, right, of our understanding, data warehouse also, they create a database in the SQL Server, they are using it. Okay. SQL Server database, they are using it for data warehouse. And even for OLTP, for let's say your e-commerce application, Amazon, those kind of application, that data also stored in your SQL Server. Even for that, they are using database. This is called your simple OLTP database. This is called your data warehouse, online transaction processing. This one, okay. This is your source. Every day, whatever the let's say you have the sales table. Every day, whatever the orders raised by the customers, that will get stored here. Okay, or something like order detail. Okay. So in this case, each and every day, customers detail, each and every customer's transaction will get copied to your data warehouse. Okay, your data warehouse. Because in the data warehouse, we are going to keep historical data. Whereas here, we are not going to keep the historical data. Once you fulfill the order for all the customers, you are going to archive the data and then take a backup and then you store it somewhere else. Again, the backup also, maybe you are taking 1 year or 2 years, that's all. You don't take more than that. Okay. But the data warehouse is historical. Maybe 5 years of data, let's in the retail, right? 5 years of data, they might be having it here. Fine. So in this case, in your Power BI, there is a report. There is a report wherein you need to display the previous week sales performance. Okay, week on week sales performance. Okay, last week what is the sales, and current week what is the sales? You need to display it. So in that case, it's all aggregated values, total sales and total units sold, and in the last week, in each product, how much we what all the transactions happen. Okay, the aggregated one. For example, you sold Philips electric shaver for men. Okay, so last week, how many we sold? Let's say Monday we sold one, and Thursday someone ordered it one, so two, right? So last week, two electric the electric shaver we sold it. So we are summarizing that 1 + 1 2. We are going to end up having only one product instead of having two products. We are going to have only one product. Along with that, we are having the summarized value 2. Okay, and what is the sales value? The electric shaver for a specific model, the rate is 3,000 or 4,000. Another one is 4,500. If you add these two, 8,500. Okay, so summarized is instead of having the transactional data, I don't want to see which day, how many quantity purchased by each customer. I wanted to see in total how many units we sold in Philips electric shaver last week, and how much sales we made, how much profit we made. That's all. Only one liner I needed. Right. So this is called your for this, if you have a snapshot of your data, that is more than 7. Every week alone, weekly, this you have some aggregated fact table. That one aggregated fact table, sales aggregated fact table. Different types of fact tables are there. This one will have the just a snapshot, week on week, week 1, week 2, week 3 of January month, and Feb month, week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. Okay, Jan, Feb, March, April, December. That's all. Okay, so week on week. So each week, let's say you are selling only 100 products, and 100 products into, let's on an average you get 100 or let's 300 transactions per month. Per month itself 300, or let's say 1,000 transactions per month it is happening. So 1,000 into 100, how much? 1,000 into 100. So 100,000, right? 1 lakh transactions. So 1 lakh transactions, what you do is you're not going to have 1 lakh transactions. You will see the same product how many times, how many transactions happen week 1. For example, Philips, the electric shaver. Here you have Philips electric shaver, and in some other day Philips electric shaver. But in the aggregated fact table, we don't need this transaction level data. You tell me in PE, yes. Right, so Philips electric shaver, week 1, how much we sold in January month? Jan, week 1, how many units we sold? How much, what is the gross revenue in total we made, and what is the net revenue, and what is the net margin? Okay, that's all. So in this case, since you are storing only the aggregated values here, the volume of the data is very less compared to your sales fact table. For example, your sales fact table, you have 100 million records are there, or 1 billion records, 1 billion records are there. Okay. So here, but your weekly sales fact table, that will, will have 12 months into 4 weeks, right? So how much? 48 records. That's all maximum. 48 records, sorry, 48 records. And into number of products. 48 into 100, how much? 4,800 records. That's all. 4,800 records you will be having it here. But whereas here, you will have 100,000 records, and as per this. So here the volume of the data is less. Since the volume of the data is less, then you can use the import mode. Got it? So usually the fact table, we will be using direct query mode because it has huge volume of data. If you try to download and insert, for example, if it is a 1 petabyte volume of data it has in it, what is 1 petabyte volume of data? So 1024, so the GB, right? Into 1024 GB. That much volume of data is called 1 petabyte volume of data. So in that case, you require a lot of storage space. Better, you can use the direct query mode. Simply go in whenever customer asks any customer, want to create any visual, we will allow the Power BI desktop to directly query the SQL server instead of downloading the data and populating the visuals. So you understood, right? So what are the scenarios we can use import mode? The volume of the data is less or moderate. You can use import mode. If you want your visuals to be highly responsive, which means pretty faster, then better use import because the data available locally in your system, hence the performance is pretty faster. And there are some cases the data source does not support direct query mode. You can use import mode, okay? And also, you want only the snapshot of your fact table. As I told you, fact table, it will contain, the transaction fact table will contain humongous amount of data. Obviously, you have to use the direct query mode. The other option is something like, for example, not necessarily all the fact tables, needs to be, you have to use the direct query mode. There are some aggregated fact table. Aggregate means summarize. Please remember this, because in the interview time during the status call, your on-site people, they will interchangeably use these two terms. Okay, aggregation, summarization, all these two terms are same. Here we are, for each week, we are storing only the one record per product. Okay, irrespective of the product, 100 products, 100 records will be there. And number of transactions, right? How many times they ordered it, all these things matters, okay? But still, the 100 products, they might have purchased in 100 transactions, okay? Let's assume that each product, but still we are going to add all the things, and end of the day it boils down to 100 records, right, for this 100 products. And again 100 records into four each week, right? Per month we have 4 weeks, 4 into 100, 400, correct? So in that kind of situation, since the volume of the data is very less, even in the case of fact table, but in this case is aggregated fact table, you can go for import mode. Okay, and the next one is the direct query mode. In the case of direct query mode, we are not importing the data locally. Instead, the Power BI queries the data directly from your source. Okay, and when can I use direct query mode? Anything related to real time. If you want to see the data in real time or near real time or near real time, I'll just write when to use real time and near real time. Real time in terms of seconds, okay? Seconds. You want to see the, I want to see my report data. My report data should get refreshed, every seconds, every 3 seconds or every 4 seconds. This kind of real time. Near real time can be 5 minutes or, or it's, near real time maybe 1 minute or 2 minutes, near real time, somewhat close to real time. But here it is going to be 3 seconds, or here also we can say, 60 seconds, 30, 40 seconds. But here it is 3 seconds and all is there. So my report, my dashboard should refresh the data and my visual every 3 seconds. Okay. So in the case of manufacturing unit, so they wanted to see because the machines automatically produces the spare parts or some parts, right? Okay. So in that kind of situation, so that's what I'm explaining the scenario. Gokul, please concentrate here. Okay. So in this case, if it is a real time, right? You want your data, your dashboard should be refreshed in real time. Then you can go for direct mode. Why? In the case of import mode, what happens? For example, today is 9th October. Let's say you publish the report on cloud by 1st October. But those reports are daily sales summary report. But when the manager opened the report today, he can see only the 1st October sales performance. He cannot see today's. The reason is the data in your report are outdated. How can I keep my report data up to date? So for that only we need to refresh the data periodically. We need to schedule. There is a scheduler using which you need to specify, right, what date and what time the data should be refreshed in the cloud report file. Okay, you need to schedule it. Once you schedule it, you'll get it. But in the case of import mode, that is one downside. You need to periodically refresh your report file data. Whereas in the case of direct query mode, you don't have to refresh your reports on a daily basis. Even the reports are related to daily summary report. It doesn't require daily data refresh. The reason is the Power BI directly querying the SQL server, right? But in the case of import, you have imported the table data into your Power BI desktop on 1st October. But the rest of the days, that in the remaining dates, right, 2nd October to till date, whatever the data that got inserted in the SQL server table, that will not be there here, right, in Power BI desktop. See, something like this. This is your Power BI. This is your SQL server. Let's say you have the sales fact table. Sales fact table. And here the Power BI. It has huge volume of data in it. Okay. So here, if you use import mode, what will happen? The first problem is it has huge volume. It takes a lot of time. Okay, forget about that. The second issue is here. Yeah, it's not an issue. The second issue is in the case of import. You have imported up to 1st October only in your Power BI report. The data you have imported from sales fact into your Power BI report up to 1st October. That will be available in your fact table only. How do you make sure that 2nd October till date, whatever the data inserted in the sales fact table, that needs to be refreshed in my report? How can you do that? You need to manually schedule it in the case of import connected mode. Whereas in the case of direct query mode, Power BI generates the query, it sends it to the SQL server table, and then the query get executed here, the output of the query will be sent back to you. So all the data that are available in sales fact will be sent back to your Power BI desktop every time when you query it. So hence it is kind of a real time, near real time. In near real time or real time, you are refreshing the data. So in the case of direct query mode, we are overcoming the challenge of scheduling the data periodically, because the Power BI directly talk to the SQL server and then get the data here. It's something like you are purchasing from manufacturer directly instead of purchasing from middleman. You are purchasing it directly from the manufacturer. If you want to deliver a product to your customer, you are ordering it with the manufacturer directly, and they are sending the product back to you directly. If you have a middleman here, what will happen? You need to order it with the dealer, and dealer has to talk to the manufacturer and purchase it, and then it has to go back to dealer, and dealer has to deliver it to this one, right? Here, in the case of direct query mode, what happens? It is directly generating the query. It sends a query to your SQL server table. The query gets executed there, the output of the query from it. The reason is the volume of the data is very huge. You have petabyte volume of data. If you try to download, what will happen? it will take months to gather time, right? It will take a lot of time. By the time the data gets downloaded, everyone lose focus on the business because you need to submit the report on a daily basis, right? So in that case, better you generate a query and then send it here and then get it executed and get the output from the query back to your. So in the case of direct query, there is no need of scheduling the data refresh. So any real-time or near real-time data needs, that kind of situation, you can go for direct mode, direct query mode, okay? And also dealing with the humongous amount of data, better you can use a direct query mode. And importantly, if the data sources that changes more frequently, okay, I'll just write all the three scenarios. In the even the previous batch, I did not discuss this much. Okay, so when to use direct query mode? I'll just write it here. When to use direct query mode? Do you have any real time or near real time? Real time data needs. Every 2 seconds, my report file, my report visual should get refreshed with the up to the minute data. Okay, real time or near real time data needs. In that kind of situation, you can go for direct query mode. And humongous amount of data. The volume of the data is very, very huge. Then you have to use direct query mode. Number 3 is if the data sources changes frequently. For example, I have a table by the name of location, dim location. The location table will not undergo changes more frequently. Let's say mine is a 5-year-old company. Already we have started selling it across various, we covering majority of the locations in India. Again, right? So rarely this table will undergo changes, which means we are going to rarely insert new location and rarely we are going to insert the new location or modify the location or delete the location. Rarely we do that. So in that kind of situation, you better, you can use import connectivity mode. The data sources that changes infrequently, you can use the import mode. Infrequently the data get changes. Better you can import, but the volume of the data is also less. Location damage, right? How many locations are, for example, you are selling it in India alone. How many locations you have in India? Not many, isn't it? Okay, so in that case of situation, the volume also less. This table will not undergo frequent changes. Better we can use import mode. But if the data sources changes frequently, for example, I have the product dimension table. Every month, we are introducing new products. right? Every month we do not know. Maybe we are introducing 100 products or 500 products. For example, in the case of Amazon, they have listed 1 billion products in their website. 1 billion, not million, billion products in their website. In that case, every month, every day, they are adding new products. The product dimension table will undergo frequent changes. In that kind of situation, better you can use direct query mode. If the changes are more frequent, if you use the import mode, what will happen? You need to refresh your target Power BI dataset more frequently, isn't it? To keep your reports up to date, you need to keep refresh it. Are you able to getting it? So these are the scenarios where you can use direct query mode. Okay, Sri's question is, what is real time? Can you give some example? Stock market. You have a stock market dashboard that tracks the stock prices, right? Every 3 seconds or every 5 seconds, you want to check the stock prices for various equities. So that is your real time data. With the direct query, your dashboard can pull the real time data from the stock market database, okay? So that the users can see up-to-date price information for various equities or shares. What is Pune MU? What is that, Sagar? I did not get you. Oh, okay, no problem, okay. So these are the scenarios where you can use direct query mode. Fine, if you want to see up to the second, you want to see, what do you say? Yeah, real time or near real time data needs, that kind of situation you can. Up to date price information if you want to get it. It's a real time. The stock prices, intraday trading, right? The same day, the same share price, in various, different times, right? For example, Infosys stock price, once the market opens, stock market opens, every 5 minutes or so, the prices are keep changing it, right? So to track that in real time, you need a direct query mode. That is the kind of switch. That is what your real time or near real time. Next one is what is the advantage of direct query mode? You don't have to schedule the data refresh because your Power BI directly querying the data from your SQL server or Oracle server or any RDBMS or any other source system which supports direct query mode. Power BI directly query that source system database or so to pull the data. Hence, it doesn't require data refresh. And also the flip side of direct query mode is you cannot use all DAX functions. DAX stands for data analytics expression. You cannot use all DAX functions, only few. There are a lot of limitations, okay? And apart from this, the Power Query Editor, that is where we do the data transformation, everything. You cannot perform the complex or moderate to complex data transformation. For example, you wanted to merge 2 columns, okay, or you want to perform group by and little bit complex one by merging the tables or something like that. So it is not working. It has some limitations in it. Unstructured or semi-structured data. Okay. So unstructured data, we have some other, the visuals are available. With that visual, we can say, if you want to do the data transformation using unstructured, semi-structured data JSON file, right? That's the classic example for semi-structured. I'll show you that you can load it. Okay. But the semi-structured data, if it is a JSON file, it requires frequent data refresh. That's a painful thing, right? You need to schedule the data refresh. If the other issue is due to some reason, if the data is not getting refreshed, network connectivity issue or something like that, yeah, that task needs to be monitored and, unstructured data, it is a big challenge. Somehow you need to convert the unstructured to structured data only, okay? You ask the customer, give the structured data, or internally you have some other team, ask them to convert the unstructured to structured data. For example, your text data. Text data also we have some packages are available. Okay, I will show you later point in time. Yeah, yes, you can ask questions. Is that what you're asking? Is it possible here to fire queries? Or you want to, what do you mean by that? I don't not get you, Sagar. Yeah, you can ask questions, not a problem. Is that what you're asking? Okay, so that is the kind of scenario. The semi-structured data, obviously import mode only it supports, like JSON file. And the unstructured data, you have to convert to structured. Okay, for that, you need to use some other tool or something like that. Okay, and then you need to convert to structured or semi-structured data, and then only you can use it. Okay, so the disadvantage of direct query mode is you cannot use all the DAX functions, and Power Query Editor, you can perform only minimal data transformation. So that is the reason why you should be very good at either an ETL tool, or you should be very good at the SQL Server development part. Okay, you should be very good at it. Okay, most of the cases we are using the SQL Server stored procedure. In some cases, ETL tools to perform the complex data transformation. Okay, so these are the advantages. The disadvantage. The advantages, you don't have to schedule they schedule the data refresh, and it doesn't require any storage like import connectivity mode. Next one is the live connection mode. Live connection mode also like it is also like your direct query mode. It doesn't store any second copy in your local system, in your Power BI. The data will be kept in the data source itself. Okay, the visualizations will query the data source every time from Power BI. But here, the limitation with the live connections, you can work with SSAS, table of SSAS, multi-dimensional, which means cube, okay? And then you can work only with Power BI service. Okay, with Power BI service, I can give you a demo. With that, you can understand how it works, okay? The live connection mode, okay? Yes, we have already seen, but anyhow, since few members, right, they wanted me to repeat it, I'm going to repeat it here now. So now the question is, in the case of live mode, what is the situation? What kind of situation can I use it? Let's say if the data model is already there in your SSAS. The customer tells you, hey, you don't have to do the data model. Everything is already available in SSAS. In that case, you can use live connection mode. Okay, with the live connection, you can directly, with the live mode, you can connect directly with your SSAS source system and pull the data model here. Okay. And if you want to centralize the logic, measures, and metadata management, you can better go for live connection. If you want to have a centralized logic, measures, or metadata management, best thing is you can go, and also, right, single point of control you will have it when you use live connection mode. But also the live connection mode, you can maintain a single version of the truth. I'll just write it all the things here. I think our people sent older version of the PowerPoint. Okay, so when to use live connection mode? When to use live connection mode? Hello. Yeah. Yeah, recording. I'll call you back. I'll call you back. Okay, so. Let's see if the data model is already present. You don't have to do the data model design. Okay, if the data model is available in your SSCS system. Okay, so in that case, you can use a live connection. With the live connection, you can directly connect to the SSAS data model, and then you can pull the data model locally, and then you can play around with it. In that kind of situation, you can use it. The other scenario is you wanted to centralized logic. If you want to have the centralized logic or measures or metadata management. What is metadata? All of you, please type it in the chat window. Data about data. Okay, metadata management. So for that purpose also you can use live connection mode, and importantly to maintain a single version of the truth. For example, you are working for a retail giant, and they have different they have the retail stores scattered across a different location. Each location they have a manager, right? So they use different set of tables, and right, they have their own set of tables. It is confusing, right? So what you do is you create a single version of the truth, the data model, in your report file, and then you publish it on cloud, and you tell all the location people, hey, here is where you can find the data model. Use this data model. Don't use your own table or data model. Yes, Gokul, you are correct, and Sagar, you are correct. Metadata is nothing but data about data. Okay. So to maintain a single version of the truth and to centralize the logic or measures, metadata management, or if the data model is already available in SSS, that kind of situation you can use a live connection. But live connection works only with SSAS, tabular, and multidimensional plus Power BI service. With Power BI service, okay, I can give you the demo. Don't worry. So what is the advantage of live connection over direct query mode? Here you can use a live connection only with the limited sources compared to direct query mode. Already in the case of direct query mode, you can connect to only the limited source, but the number of sources supported by the direct connection mode is more compared to your live connection. Live connection supports only 3 sources as of today. Whereas import, that is one of the advantages of import. You can connect to any sources. You can use any DAX function. You can perform any kind of data transformation with import mode. You don't have any limitations for that, but only limitation is storage. Okay, you need to schedule the data refresh frequently from SQL Server. You need to bring in the data on a daily basis to your Power BI. Okay, every day you need to go there, pick up the data and load it into a Power BI report file. So that is the one you need to schedule it. In case of the job fails due to some reason, you need to track it and monitor, rerun the job. So that is one additional overhead you have it with import connected mode. That is one of the disadvantages of import mode. The advantages are manifold. You can work with any kind of DAX in the case of any DAX functions, or you can perform any type of data transformation in the case of import mode, and performance is pretty faster because in the case of import mode, there is something called X velocity engine, gets started behind the scene. Okay. The X velocity, what it does is it converts your tabular data into columnar data. That I will explain it in detail later point time. I don't want to explain everything in one session. You will get overwhelmed. So we have explored what is import storage mode, what is direct query storage mode, and what is live connection storage mode. And next one is a dual mode. Okay, we have something called dual mode. So we have something called dual mode. It is a combination of import as well as the direct query mode. So we have something called dual mode. It is an hybrid of import and direct query mode. This is very interesting one. import and direct query mode. So dual mode is the hybrid of these two. So what do you mean by the hybrid here? So what kind of situation can I use it? So you mean to say, can I have some tables in import mode, some tables in direct query mode? No, not that one. You can use the same table in import mode as well as in direct query mode. The classic example is the fact table, sales fact or purchase fact, because these tables will have huge volume of data, right? And you have a table called sales aggregation fact table. As I told you, the aggregation fact table will be very small compared to your sales fact table. Let's say here you have 100 million records. Here, let's you just have only the 5 to 10 million records. Okay, 5 to 10 million records. That's all. This 100 million, because it's an aggregated one. Aggregate summarized data, you have it here. Fine. So in that case, let's say you have used this table in import mode, because the volume of the data is much less compared to your sales fact table. So you are using import mode. Okay. From your SQL server, you are importing this data for this table. Okay. And in between, you have another table called dim location dimension. You have something called location dimension. So this table, you need to join with this sales fact table. Let's say hypothetically, your manager wants to see the breakdown of sales by location. Okay, the daily transaction by transaction, daily sales, detailed transaction level. You want to see what are the orders raised by the customer today, yesterday. Okay, you want to see that the transaction level data, the granular level of data, you wants to see that by location, right? In that case, yeah. So in that case, let's say as I told you, the location dimension table, you can use it as an import mode, because if this table, this table rarely undergoes changes. Again, it depends on the business. Okay, let's assume that this one undergoes rarely, some changes in it. Okay, you have used the import mode, but this is also import mode, the aggregator fact table. And if they wanted to know the summary of the sales, total sales by location, if you join these two table, because these two table are in import mode, this is import, this is also import mode, which one? The sales fact and dim location. In that kind of situation, this is fine. But in this case, the performance will be faster, right? Both of them are in import mode. But in this case, you are, every time you need to, join this table with, the sales fact table. It is a direct query mode. It is a direct query mode. So Power BI will query this table from the SQL server, whereas this table is available locally here. Local, and also it has to go and fetch the data there, and again come back here, and again go back here, right? So it's a it's a time-taking process. Whenever you join this location table with the sales fact table, that point in time alone, you can enable direct query mode. Okay, whenever you join here, you can use direct query mode. Okay, the location dimension, you make it direct. Whenever you combine this table with this table, import mode, because this import is pretty faster. Direct with direct, something like if you talk to a local person, you are living in Pune, you know Hindi, and here even the other person knows Hindi. If you talk to the local language, right, they can understand. But this guy is living in abroad, he doesn't know Hindi, right? He speaks only English. Automatically he switch to English, right? When you talk to an American or some non Hindi speaking people, automatically switch to, you switch the language to Hindi, right? So similarly, there is a feature called dual mode in Power BI. So when you set a table with the dual mode option, automatically when you perform join between these two tables, it gets converted, it uses a direct query mode. See here, it is not import, okay, direct query mode. You have set it as a dual mode. So direct query mode is different, import mode is different, dual mode is different. When you set it in dual mode, when you join these two tables, behind the scene it checks whether the aggregated fact table is an imported table, yes. So automatically it converts the location dimension import mode and then it joins with this. When you connect this table with this table, automatically this table will get switched to direct query mode. So direct query and direct query. So in that case, the direct query, it queries the data from your location dimension table, which is available in SQL Server. And if you join that SQL Server location table with the sales factor, the performance will be faster. That is the whole idea of dual mode. Is it clear or not? So, right, so this is import mode and this is your direct query mode, this is your dual mode. So in this case, the location dimension, you need to set it as a dual mode. Whenever you join the location dimension with sales fact table, since the sales fact table is in direct query mode, the location dimension will get automatically switched to the direct query mode and then it gets joined with this one. When you join the location dimension with the aggregated fact table, this table, location dimension table, since you said is a dual mode and this table is in import mode, this one will get switched to import mode. And then these two, and then you are joining this table in import mode. That is what your dual mode is all about. This is very much important, isn't it? Creating visually appealing reports and dashboards alone not important. How fast your charts or visuals in your reports are getting refreshed, that matters a lot. Okay, what is the question? There is a question from Sri. So what kind of scenario we can use? This is a scenario, right? See, we can use direct query for real-time data and import for static. Yeah, for that reason also, we can use the dual mode. This gives us the flexibility, right? If you want to perform anything real time, then you can switch your location dimension to direct query mode, and it switches the dimension location table to direct query mode automatically. When you work with the static table, which means which doesn't require frequent changes. In our case, the sales aggregate fact table, so it automatically switches the import mode. Okay, the large data sets, you need to keep in direct mode. Whereas in the case of smaller, frequently used tables can be imported to, speed up your visual entry. Okay. Any other example? She's question is any other example? See the historical data, for example, the sales data, right? It remains relatively static and can be imported for faster visualization and trend analysis. In that kind of situation, you can go for import mode and dual mode is right. And yeah, import data is for anything historical. Okay, historical means last 15 days, last quarter, and previous quarter. Previous quarter data is already there, right? It is not that. Yeah, I'll show you. I'll show you everything. Okay, don't worry. Okay, and the previous data, previous data you want to do with the previous data you want to do some kind of analysis, then you can use import mode. You can import and you can use it, and anything related to real time up to the minute analysis, right? So in that kind of situation, you can it will automatically switch to the direct query mode. So for that purpose also, we can use dual mode. Okay, I'll just show you in Power BI Desktop. First, understand the concept and then the demo. Okay. So this, it will take time to launch the Power BI desktop. I just relaunch it again. When you connect with import to import, your table is let's say you are joining your dimension table with the aggregated fact table. The aggregate fact table already you have used the import mode, right? Right. If something like if you are a let's you speak Hindi, and if you speak the person who lives in your place knows Hindi, it'll be faster, right? They can understand quickly. And if you have to speak to non-Hindi person, you need to talk in English, right? Because he knows English, and you should switch. You need to switch your language from Hindi to English, right? So there is no confusion here. Very simple one, right? Import to import. If you join a table with an imported table already, right? It will get switched to import automatically. The classic is a dimension location. And you have you have used the direct query mode for sales fact table. And if you join your dimension location table with your table, which is in direct query mode, it gets switched to direct query mode automatically. When you join a table with direct query mode, right, it will automatically switch to direct query mode. When you join a table with import mode, it will automatically switch to import mode. Is it clear? So import mode and direct query mode we have already seen, right? Even the live mode, I think I will show you for you people again, because we have watched. I will show you that. Before that, I will show you live mode. Okay, so the dual mode. With this demo, you'll be able to understand. No, wait. I'll show you the demo so that you'll be able to understand. Let's say you wanted to join a table. Sagar, let's say you have a table which you need to join with two different table, but one table is in direct query mode, other table is in import mode. Okay. Let's Vishal is import mode, and you need to connect with Vishal, right? Since Vishal knows Hindi and he knows Hindi, it's something like import, right? You are automatically, Hindi and English. You can automatically switch to Hindi when you speak to Vishal. But I know only English, right? So you can automatically switch to English, right? So which means you are a table. If you want your table to be connected to me, it has to be converted to, your table should get converted as your table should get switched to direct query mode. And in the case of Vishal, your table should get converted to, what is that? Import mode. 1 second, I'll just load it and I'll show you. I have to use SQL Server, correct? In that case, I have to use SSMS. No, that's okay. That's okay. See here, no shy and no hesitation. Okay, ask whatever you doubt. We'll get it clarified. Certain things, what will happen? To answer your question, I may have to fast forward. I may go to the next chapter and then I need to give. In that kind of situation, what I will do is I will tell you later. Okay, that means I don't want to overwhelm you. Okay, because you are not comfortable with. For example, chapter 8 you are not comfortable. We are in chapter 6, right? So in that time, what I will do is I will tell you, hey, when I explain chapter 8, that time I'll explain that. But anything like this, you can ask me then and there will get clarified. It is one way good for others also. Because at the end of the day, you need to clear the interview, isn't it? No, I will show the demo. With the demo, you'll be able to understand very clearly. I'll also show you whether import mode is working or direct query mode, right? With justification. To give the justification, I will show you that also. Where is the SQL server SSMS? SSMS is another thing. It takes time. Okay, good. Either it opens like corporation bus, either it will take longer time, or many buses will come at the same time. Likewise, to open a single session takes longer time. Okay, this is my SQL server name. Connect. I just click on database engine. I'm going to copy this one and then I will paste it here because I want to give a demo in direct query, isn't it? So here I just go here and check. We have the demo DB2 that has all the tables in it. Yes, Sri, don't worry. All SQL Server explain you in detail. Okay. At this moment, you just understand what this one is all about. That's all. And here it is not there. One second. Retail demo database. Okay. Retail sales analytics tables. Here we haven't. Okay, what is that here? I deleted. Okay, retail. It must be there in retail analytics. 3 tables we needed to give the demo. And here file tables. Nothing is there here. One second. The demo DB. It should be there in demo DB. Yeah, good. So sales fact and product dimension, customer dimension. Okay, 3 tables are there. Where in SQL Server. For example, sales fact table, right click on it and then select top 1000 rows. Fine. So this is this database DemoDB. Okay, the database name is DemoDB. DemoDB. Here, what I do is I will use the import mode. Import to direct query is possible. Direct query to import, not possible. Okay, I just click on import here, or we will use direct query mode. Okay, I'm going to hit OK. Now it will connect to this SQL server. Let's wait for a few seconds. It is being connected. So here I just use the sales fact as direct query mode. Okay, I load it here. Good that we have sales aggregate fact table is also available. So we know very well, in direct query mode, we cannot see the data, but we can see only the metadata, which means the table name, column name, that's all, okay? Okay, sales fact table, metadata got loaded. If you see here, we don't have the data view at all. So next what I do is I just click on the SQL Server. This time, okay, before that, I go to the model view and I'll show you here. So here, this table is in direct query mode because in the model view, on top of the table, we can see the blue color line. So that tells us, this table is loaded in direct query mode. And also if you hover the cursor here, it show the storage mode also, right? And source database. And if you click on it on the right side in the properties, you may not be able to see it sometimes. You need to expand this one by clicking on the double arrow. And if you scroll down here, at the bottom, you can see advanced. And if you scroll down here, you can see direct query mode, import dual mode, okay? So you can change it to dual mode. Okay, now what I'll do is, ideally we could have done it everything in direct query mode. All the three tables, I should have used it. Anyhow, not a problem. Now we will use demo DB. I'm going to hit OK. And here I'm going to use product dimension, customer dimension. These table also I'm using it as a direct query mode. All the three tables are in direct query mode. Sorry, I should have, okay. The other one is the import mode. In my example, I explained you about the aggregated fact table, isn't it? This one will have less number of data compared to your sales fact table, the transactional fact table, which is nothing but the sales fact table. This table, aggregated fact table, data, metadata and data, we are loading it locally here because I've used the import connectivity mode. Listen very carefully. This is a very interesting one, but it will have a serious improvement on your report performance when you carefully choose the type of the mode. Okay, the sales fact table, and for example, okay, this is your product dimension table. I just click on it. I'm going to expand this one. I'm going to advanced mode, and then here I'm going to change it to the import mode. Okay, that is possible. You can convert from direct query mode to import mode, whereas the opposite is not possible. Okay. See here, if you look at here, the sales fact table is in what mode? Import mode. And the sales fact table is in direct query mode. So you have a reporting requirement wherein you need to create two visuals. Okay, in one visual, you want to give the product wise sales, by transaction level. On the other hand, product wise, in the other visual, okay, let's say you have two column chart needs to be created. The one column chart report, you want to give the breakdown of the sales by product, sales amount by product, and by line item. Okay, whereas in this in another visual, another chart, you want to join these two tables to give the summarization, aggregation. Okay, But here to join the this table with these two tables, what mode you need to use it? So in this case, I want to create two charts. One chart should show the report of these two tables data. The other chart should show the data that belongs to these two tables. In this case, aggregate fact is the import table, product dimension is the import table. But whereas here, this one, so I shouldn't have converted this as an import. Okay, okay. Let us do one thing. Instead of product, I will use customer dimension table. Okay, I want to I want to display what all the transactions made by each customer. What should I do? Which table should I connect? These two tables. Okay, because the fact table gives me what invoice, each invoice level. For example, you are a customer Ashok. Okay, Ashok, what all the list out all the invoices we generated for Ashok. That's a transaction level report, right? So because the sales fact will have transaction level data. Okay. So what you need to do is you need to here the customer name is not there, but here you have the customer name, first name is there, but here your customer ID. So you need to drag this customer ID column from this table. You need to drop it on top of this table's customer ID column exactly, so that it will create a relationship. Okay, simply hit OK. It's a one-to-many relationship. This we will explain it later. Similarly, I joined this table with this. So our focus now is understanding dual mode. Just hit OK. Let's not worry about the modeling and all. Okay, simply drag and drop the customer ID from here to other table, other two tables. Okay, fine. We are done. So here, what? Sorry guys, there is a connection problem. Okay, here net connection. Okay. So here, now you tell me Sagar, this is a direct query mode. This table is in direct query mode and this table is in direct query mode. If you join these two tables, it makes sense, isn't it? But this table is available locally in my laptop. And if you join this table with this table, what will happen? So what will happen is it will go to the for each customer, it has to go to the SQL server and find out the first name. Again, come back to my Power BI desktop. In the local data, you need to join it. Okay, it's painful, right? So what I do is I will convert this table as dual mode. So I click on the properties, I scroll down here, advanced, and then here I just change it to dual mode. I'm going to hit OK. So when you switch to dual mode from direct query mode, on top of the table, you will find the broken line here. Can you see the dashed line? Whenever you see this kind of line on top of it, that means that is in dual mode. Whenever you see a blue line on top of a table, that is your direct query mode. When you don't see anything, it's import mode. It's simple, right? So this table, when you join it with this table, this one will get switched to import automatically. When you join this table with this table will switch to direct query mode. Is it clear? Voice is not audible. Is it audible or not? 1 second. Yeah, it should be audible, right? Oh, okay. So this table is in dual mode. Now you understood how to switch from direct query to dual mode. Now this table is dual mode. So when you join a specific table with two different table, wherein one table is in direct query mode and another table is in import mode, better you make this table as a dual mode. So whenever you use the customer dimension table to join with this table, it will get switched to direct query mode. Whenever you try to join with this one, it will switch to import mode automatically. So I'll just go to the report view. I'm going to create two tables. To understand it better, or to check, to verify whatever the statement made by me was correct or not. Here what I do is I just use the sales fact tables, the sales amount. I'll drop it here, and then I go to the customer dimension table, first name. And next I'm going to say, okay, here it is still loading it. This time I'm going to use a sales amount column from my sales aggregated fact table. And then the customer dimension first name, I'm going to use it. Okay, fine. So now we have two visuals here. So visual, sorry. I mistakenly pressed some other key. Yeah, this is, oh my God. So this one is in what mode? This one is in 1 second. Okay, I will let me do one thing. I pressed mistakenly some key and it is hanging. Just give me a second. Or I think my team members, they are accessing my laptop. Okay. I go back to my Power BI desktop. So this one is in what mode? In this case, we have joined. So this column came from customer dimension table. This column, I have dropped it from sales fact table, which is in direct query mode. Direct query mode, okay? This table, the same customer dimension table, I've joined with the sales aggregated fact table. Okay. So in this case, what is happening? That is what the question. 1 second, again, I press some. So here, to test that, I just go here, watch carefully. Don't get, distracted with your surroundings. And here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to the modeling ribbon, not the modeling view. In the view, we have something called performance analyzer. Okay. Don't worry about this. Simply watch. Okay. I'm going to click on the performance analyzer. And I'm going to click on the start recording and I'm going to click on the refresh visuals. And again, I'm going to click on the refresh visual. Again, I'm going to click on the refresh visual. Now it shows two table, right? Because in the report, we have used two table. Now I'm going to select this table. When I select this table, the first table got highlighted. Can you see that? This table got highlighted. So when I click on the second table, this one got highlighted, which means this statistics are related to this table, and the second table, statistics shows this about this table. The first table, the visual, the status is this one. So here you can see direct query. Can you see that? Direct query. That means the customer dimension table, was used in direct query mode. Whereas for this table visual, here there is no direct query mode. That means the customer dimension table and then the sales aggregate fact table, it performed the import mode, right? It used the import connectivity, import mode, right? Import storage mode. So automatically my customer dimension table got switched to import in this table, whereas in this table visual, my customer dimension table got switched to direct query mode. So this is a proof for that. Okay. Is it clear or not? Guys, it's pretty simple. It's pretty simple. So if you are going to use a table, let's say you have a table, you need to join this table with two different tables. of the two tables, one table is in direct query, other table is in import mode. If you want this table to connect to a table which is in import mode, obviously this one should be in import mode, so that anything available locally, its performance will be faster, right? See, it's something like, I'll give you a simple analogy, okay? Guys, please understand pretty faster, try to understand, because in the status call, customer will not explain you this much detail. For example, you have a Swiggy app, okay? And Swiggy app, let's say you are ordering a food in your local area. Okay, so it goes, so let's say you are ordering a product. If the product is available locally, or forget about Swiggy, Zepto. How many of you are aware of Zepto? Zepto is pretty faster, grocery, everything. I liked it a lot, okay? So Zepto app, when you order, let's say you are ordering wheat powder, okay? Wheat powder. Or rice, you are ordering a rice. What it does is goes and checks the rice is available locally in your area, and then it delivers it. Anything you order it, if that item available in your locality itself and they deliver it, it will be faster, right? For example, this guy is ordered from other location, so it goes and checks, right, the other location, right? So for the location where he is there, in the same location, if you buy the product and send it to him, it will be pretty faster, right? See, you are in Pune, and if any products are available in Pune itself, let's say you ordered a product with us. You are in Pune. Aggregation fact table is Pune. And this table will automatically go and look for the product that are available in product which you ordered it. If it is available locally, it will be faster, right? The same principle is applicable here also. But whereas here, you have ordered a product, let's say Amazon, right? Amazon, what it does, it goes and check the similar products available in your area itself. If it is available, the delivery time will be pretty faster. You are ordering a product in Chennai. If that has to come from Kashmir, what will happen? That takes longer time. So if you wanted to use a table to join with more than one table, those table are having a mix of direct as well as import mode. You need to set this table as a dual mode, so that whenever this table get joined with the direct query mode table, it will get switched to direct query mode. Whenever it gets joined with this one will get switched to automatically import mode. I have proved that also with performance analyzer. Okay, is it clear or not? So this is what dual mode is all about. Okay, so it's something like see, you are, let's say this is Sagar. In your family, let's two females are there. One female, I don't know whether you are married. Okay, let's say for one female, you are an husband, right? For another female, you are a son. Same person plays dual role. Single person plays a dual role. For one person, he is a son. For other person, is a husband, right? Don't get me wrong. If you are a bachelor, okay. It plays a dual role, right? When you join with this guy, you will automatically switch to direct query mode. When you join this table with import mode, it will automatically become an import mode. That's all. So that if both the tables are available locally, the performance will be faster, isn't it? Rather, some data is available in local system, other data is available in Pune. If I join these two tables, Chennai and Pune, it takes a lot of time, right? This is another example, okay? Got it? So if in this case, the data is available in Pune, automatically, what you do is your app will also get switched to Pune location. It goes and order the product. It enable you to order the product only in Pune. Right? Zepto now and all. When you connect to that, when you open an app, it will automatically get the location, isn't it? In that location, you can order it so that the performance will be faster. Okay, Sagar, thanks. Okay. So now you understood what is dual mode and what is direct query mode, what is import mode, right? It's pretty simple. Next one is the live mode. It is already, Sri and others, right? Tomorrow they say they have office, they need to get up early and they need to cook for their family. Fine. So with this, I'm going to wrap up, and this weekend, we will circle back, right? This weekend, my laptop, I fixed my laptop, and I have another spare laptop also. Henceforth, we will have a seamless session, okay? Yes, every Friday, Shri, by 5 p.m., I'll send you the agenda, okay? Send agenda, and the meeting invite will remain same. Okay, meeting invite remains same. The timing is 5:30, Saturday 5:30 will start, and Sunday also we'll make it 5:30, okay? Probably Sunday we'll have it in the afternoon, because you may have to go out because of Sunday, right? In the evening. We'll have it in the 2 p.m. or so, right? Sunday. But Saturday alone, but because there are some participants, they have office during Saturday also. Saturday 5:30 and Sunday 2 p.m. If you cannot attend Saturday session, you can watch my video. Yes, please bear with me. We will make sure that we will upload all the past videos and today's videos also once the session is over. Okay, with this, I'm going to wrap up, and hope you got some idea about